Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's your boy Nakeem. Alongside me is my boy Malik. How we doing, Malik?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing great, actually. You know what? We've had some time since this release. What was this? Last week, I would say. Last week,
I
right?
w- yeah, I think it was last Friday, if
Yeah, last
we're
Friday.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where Playboi Carti released his long,
Finally,
coveted project, 2 years
finally,
in the making
finally.
since Die Lit. And I'm not the biggest Cardi fan,
Me
but
neither.
one thing I gotta say, Die Lit had some bangers on there. I won't lie. Like Shooter with Lil Uzi Vert is one of my favorite songs. Like I've been listening to that on repeat for some reason recently.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But oh, was isn't there a song with ASAP Rocky on there too? New Choppa? Is that on Die Lit or is that a single?
Oh yeah, new Chopper, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was on Dialect.
yeah, I love that track.
And
But
I like the song Chopper Won't Miss
yeah,
Friend by Young Duty.
yes,
The feature
yes. He has some good
that was a
songs on
good
there.
one. That was a good
He
one. I
has
like
some
that
good
one.
songs on there. That's like for me prime Playboi Carti. That was when he was
Prime
at his
Playboy.
peak, you know.
Prime
But
Playboy.
we've got this album that was waited a long time. Whole Lotta Red. So much speculation was going into this project in the past few months, when it's gonna come out, if it's gonna come out, who's gonna be on it, what's happening. Found out that Kanye West is helping executive produce it, and all these different aspects. And everyone's like, we need this Playboy project. It's been way too long in the making,
Two
and we
years.
finally got it. Now,
Finally got it.
we're not going to be doing a reaction on this like how we've done in the past with all of our other videos, but
Yep.
we wanted to, change it up, do a little review, talk about our opinions on it, because this is a 24 track album. That is a long reaction, and we weren't sure if this really warranted a first reaction, because especially
Yeah.
with the type of music Playboy makes and this type of style, you need a couple listens to really get the
Couple,
true
two or three.
essence of it. So you know what? I've been talking a little bit too much about introducing this right now, but Malik, let's get right into the meat and gravy of it.
Okay, let's get right to it.
What are your
Absolutely.
thoughts
So
on this Playboy Cardi project?
I
Let's
guess
go.
we'll start with track one off the start. We have Rockstar Made, the intro to finally a whole lot of red. It's been 2 years in the making, and it was a really unique start. I will say that at my nicest peak, I wasn't intrigued at all this track, never too much, never too much, never too much. He said that for about like the whole there was a lot of course in this track, and it was about getting girls and smashing, having sex. He's talking about like how he's rockstar made and he's
Yeah,
flexing. It's kind of just solidifying the motto of that, like, oh, my the fame is never too much because I get my bag. One
yeah.
thing I noticed is that he changed his voice quite a bit throughout this album, especially in the first track,
Oh,
Rockstar
for
Made.
sure.
His voice was different, so he utilized a lot of experimentation. And he was also bragging about his money when he was spitting. I didn't like the background ad libs at all. I wasn't a fan with them.
The slang.
Um,
What? Whoa, slang.
I felt like I like his ad libs back in Die Lit. I feel like he
Okay.
experimented a bit. I didn't like it, but track one did not intrigue me at all. I did not like it at all.
Okay.
No Playboy. Nope.
So
I want
wasn't
to hear
that
your thoughts on the first track.
one thing that me and Malik have about for quite some times when it comes to albums is that initial track, that first track to set the tone
Yes,
of
sir.
the project. And so you're saying that for you, this first track did not give you a good first impression for the rest of the album.
I would say it was the worst one, but I would say it's what I expected. I was
It's
like,
what
for
you
sure.
expected it.
I expected the track that I'm like, nope. But I had higher expectations that this would go hard.
Hmm.
But I will go out to say that Dialed is way better.
Oh wow! So okay, I want to hear more. Dig in more to the rest of the project then. So let's. You don't have to. If you want to go track by track, you could go track by track. Let's hear what you got. Let's hear what you got.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, it shifted a bit when we had go to was it go to
Go
demon
to
or
the moon.
go to the moon.
Yeah.
That was a great verse from Kanye.
Well, I liked it too. I was surprised.
That was a great version of Kanye. I'm like, okay, this project's gonna maybe turn around a bit. Instrumentals were great. I don't know who produced it.
Instrumentals. That's yeah.
Instrumentals were great. And speaking of the features, we have Kanye, we have Kid
Kid
Cudi.
Cudi was nice.
Who else was in it? Was there anyone I'm
Future was
missing?
on it.
And Future was in it too, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, the feature's definitely there. It probably enhanced the project,
Hmm.
but I like the switch up between Kanye and Playboy was hella dope. Like just it emphasized the theme of like I think Kanye said, what was one of the lines he talked about Wolverine. I think he talked about like a Wolverine. I'd be going in the deep end. I think that's one of his verses. And, it was one of the better Kanye verses of the year
Yeah, and it
for
was kind
sure.
of different too, because I wasn't expecting, let's say, the subject matter of what Kanye was saying, especially considering the events of last year with Jesus is King, and like you're thinking Kanye is more towards only rapping about the spiritual side of things, but
Yeah,
he kind of incorporated into his verse, but he also rapped about things that you would expect from old Kanye. So it was kind of like, I guess, for fans refreshing to hear like, okay, I guess Kanye is not strictly um pushed away from this type of rap, but I actually
yeah.
like that verse too. I thought it was a solid verse.
Yeah, this track is like not too bad. I would say it's one of the better tracks of the album.
Hmm.
100%. I would say one of the better tracks. Maybe a track that probably, if it came in the playlist, I would not skip. I would say, hey, let it play out. Playboy was all right. I noticed that another experiment he did was, I thought some of his tracks, his flow was better than before. I thought, but maybe I could be reaching. And Kanye also had a verse. I think he kept the theme of how he's political. He's like born in the A, you can't impeach me. So kind of like
Yeah,
almost like that political view. So this is one of the better songs, absolutely.
that
So
yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Track two gave me some hope, I would say as well. But I'll get to my analysis of every
yeah.
track.
Let me hear what's going on, Nikhil. Let me hear what's going on. We don't have to go through all the tracks. We could go through like the first four, five,
Yeah,
six. Sum it up
I'm
for me.
probably um I'll probably be more general with mine. So I have
Yeah,
a few of my favorites and my not so favorites on this project, but
yeah.
I
I have my
guess
favorites too.
yeah, so I guess yeah, I'll go into it instead of going through every track. But
Go crazy, go crazy.
for me, my favorite song and probably the only song I
Let's see what
have
let's
on
see what the favorite. Let's see what the favorite.
and the only song I have on a pedestal at all, like I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
have
yeah.
one song that I enjoyed from this project,
Okay.
and that song is Vamp Anthem. Vamp Anthem
Woo!
is actually like
Yeah.
when I heard that, like I don't know, the instrumental gave me some uh like Transylvania to Dracula vibes. Like it sounded nice already, and then
That's
I
in my
thought he
top
was
five.
flowing on it. Like he was flowing on it, so I
He
enjoyed
was
that.
float on it.
And there was a little stretch where some of the songs were really good. New Neon was decent right after it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Eh,
that's on my list too.
That's on your list. That was a
Yep.
decent one. But gosh, my gosh. When it came to there's a stretch, and I think what was it? Slayer, no sleep. I assume that is.
Slayer is the most popular track I've heard of this album.
And really, that I didn't
Which
even know
was
that.
it was a decent track. I liked it. I would
But
say it was my favorite, but I liked it.
yeah, it's just for a 24 track album. And personally, for me, the one song that I would only have to listen to on a playlist is Vamp Anthem.
Vamp Anthem.
Um, the rest of them there were some decent ones, but most of them it was just like maybe the first 10 seconds I was like, all right, this might be the one. This might be one to bring me back into the project. And it just didn't. And I was like, Playboy, like I'm already not a fan of you. So I'm going into this project with kind of like I don't want to say there's walls blocking my ears from really
Yeah.
like retaining what he like the song. Cause I know I'm not getting no lyricism and no type of Kendrick or J. Cole. I know I'm not getting that. I'm getting music that I'm just gonna vibe to, just like bangers, that type of stuff. So I'm going in with that type of mindset.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
when I'm not getting the quality and the type of like I've heard good Playboy songs. That's the thing. I've know Playboy Carti, despite the type of music he makes, and it's not my cup of tea. I can understand. I still value that at a like. Okay, I can understand that's a good song. I can see why people like that. But majority of the tracks, if not all of them, except like three or four, I think are bad. And it's like I don't understand how people could like this music. I even seen a girl doing a live reaction to it on Instagram Live, and there's one, and she's like a Playboy Cardi stan. Like,
Mm.
they always dress in the V Lone, and they're wearing the
Mm.
CDG Converses. New York I Millie Rock. They're all about that
Right,
stuff,
right.
right? So, she's there, and I forget what song it was, but it was so bad. And she's there, and she's like, uh, I can vibe to this. Yeah, I can totally
She
vibe
was
to this.
trying. She was
And I'm
trying
like,
so
bro,
much.
she's literally forcing herself to like this. And I don't think, as an artist, I don't think you should ever have music to where your fans have to force themselves to like it. Either they like it or they don't. And I think with this project, there was so much songs where it's like, this is what we waited 2 years for. Like, what is this? And even the single he released before this, at
Oh,
me or at me,
meh.
like I didn't like
Uh,
it either. I won't lie though, it was super catchy. Like there was times where I was singing along, like singing those words to the song, but
yep.
he just fumbled the bag in my opinion. I just don't see the whole like, I don't get anything from this project. There's nothing for me.
Absolutely. Hey, the title speaks for itself. The track was meh.
Yeah, the track was meh. Exactly. I didn't really get anything, but Matt, like, let me hear a little bit more about what you got to say.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you my favorite tracks because
Okay,
I
yeah,
would
that's what
say
I want to hear.
our tracks are our favorite tracks are similar, but I have a couple ones that you didn't name.
Okay,
So
okay.
actually, I thought the second half of the album was way better than the
Way better,
first half of the
way better.
album. And I was talking to my friends, and one friend told me, "He's like, bro, this Playboi Carti album is trash, but just listen to it with an open mind for the instrumentals." And I was like, damn, that really stood out for me. I'm like, no one has ever said that. So like I thought of it. I'm like, I'm gonna try to listen to it for instrumentals because Playboi Carti is not known as a lyricist,
Yeah.
not known to flow, not known to do nothing. He rides off beats. It sounds like he's freestyling most of the time, and he just sparks words that fly on the top of his head that kind of goes with the beat or goes with the melody. So you know, the two most underrated tracks in my opinion in this album probably have to be the track after King Vamp, which is Place, produced by Pierre. That was a sick
Ah,
track. I actually really like that track because I feel like I could vibe to it and I
yeah.
could it's like a kind of late night track where I could drive. Almost the same almost the same message. Flexing drugs, money, sex, girls,
Hmm.
flexing cash, money. But I think Pierre Bourne like really emphasized and enhanced that track.
Yeah.
And another track I actually liked was I Love You, I Hate You.
I was
I completely
just about to say that. I forgot about I Love You, I Hate You. I
I love
like
it
that one
hate
as
you.
well.
I thought I'm like, damn, Travis Scott would have killed it in the feature if he was on
Oh, I
this.
like that, bro. I like you
Or
bringing that up.
or another track, maybe another artist would have killed it because I saw the comments there and they're like, "Oh, why'd you give this beat to Playboy? You should have saved it. This would have been like a number one hit with that instrumental." Because that was the best to me. I'm gonna reach, but that and Vamp were the best instrumentals of the album. I love You, I Hate You and Vamp Anthem.
Yeah, I Love You,
But
I Hate You. I would say that that was probably my most enjoyable instrumental as well. And that's one thing I gotta, the people who were on his production team for this project, they did their thing. Like
the thing,
the beats lived up to the weight of how long this project took to develop and release and everything. But yeah, I Love You, I Hate You. When I heard it, I was like, ooh, I like that. That's why for me, Vamp Anthem, I didn't hear anything like that before.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's why I was like, okay, and I don't like, from one thing I expect from Cardi is to be different. We know Cardi's different. If you just read his tweets, you know he's different. This guy speaks in a different language. So it's like you're getting something out of the box. But production was very good. And
Production is
yeah.
very good. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. To add on a bit to I Love I Hate You. He has some lines like a bloody. I think he had a bloody Mary reference, and he was flowing, and his flow was better in the second half of the album. And I liked it. So like he was trying.
Yes,
Said,
yeah, like he was actually
yeah.
making yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with you. There's actually one track that I thought um there's two tracks that Playboy was vulnerable and he was emotional, but the track that made me like I was like attracted, like I was like, oh, what opened my eyes was the last track, Feel Like Dying. That track, wow. He had a lot of lines about Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
He had some I think he had like a Jimi Hendrix line, how he influenced him. He talked about his mom, a beautiful message, and he said like I'd rather stand tall than can't fall. A lot of background visuals, and I would say that gonna be the most forgotten track. Feel Like Dying, because I feel like we're not gonna get a lot of tracks like that from Playboy,
Oh, for sure.
but that track was like really special. I felt like he was more vulnerable. I had never seen him open up before. Like I barely even know him. Like a lot of like rappers listen to like, oh, I get like a sneak peek about their life, some hidden messages, deeper meanings, but like whenever I listen to Playboy, like like Dilit or his Magnolia from before, I'm like, I don't know. He raps about the same thing, but that's the track.
Yeah, that track
I might be
too.
reaching, but
There
I
was
really special track.
there was another track that was special to me like that. Like that will under like for sure I did not expect Playboy to open up, but considering the
Mm,
situations prior to the release of this project, I think it was good for him to have a song that at least addressed something, cuz we know especially
100%.
after the project release, he was under a lot of heat considering Iggy Azalea saying that he's been a bad father, hasn't been there for his kid, and people
No.
are saying that she basically pulled a Pusha T on him and made him go back to his son. But another track that I think was great. I'm gonna read out the lyrics.
Yep.
Um, Punk Monk, Punk
Hmm.
Monk or
Forgot about
Monk,
that track too.
Punk
It,
Monk. Why am I
it
saying
was a hard
Monk?
track. I think it was a hard track, like a hard hitting track.
It
I
was
think.
a hard track, but if we listen to the lyrics, he's talking about something.
Oh
So
yeah, I forgot about what. That's
so
the one where he had like some disses.
he was dissing and he was name dropping people.
Yeah,
So okay, so
little kid,
basically,
right?
yeah. So he starts off. I was trying to sign Trippy Red before they knew about Trippy.
Mm,
He's like, I was messing with Lil Keed when he made Lil Blicky.
mm.
He's like, I thought I had Pierre, but the label tricked me. So he's saying how he thought he had Pierre sign like Pierre with him, and the label like tricked him or
Label
did some next
finessed.
thing. They try to turn me into a white boy, but I'm not Lil Dicky. And then he's
That's
like,
that line was I forgot about the lyrics and I was like, oh my.
I was like, whoa, and it doesn't even stop there. He
Like,
keeps going.
holy
He's like,
smokes. Oh, he talks
I,
about Key too, I
yeah,
think.
he's like, I remember I used to follow Key and Man
Yeah.
Savage, right
Yeah, man,
around,
Savage.
right around the hood. I was riding with that ratchet. Lil TJ was my shooter, but they turned that boy against me.
A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff.
Man's like, but OG said, hold that shit down so I ain't tripping. I was in Paris when Offset and Uzi started hitting,
Hmm.
and I had to stay out that shit because that ain't none of my business. Now, that's
That was some
that's
exposure.
that's some exposure too because we all know that Lil Uzi and Playboi Carti had a little bit of a I don't know if it was falling out, but there was a lot of speculation on whether or
Yeah, on
not
and
they were
off.
still on good terms, and a lot of fans were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, we want more music with you two. When you two come together, it's an automatic hit." And but we know that there was beef between Lil Uzi and Offset back in 2017,
Oh yeah.
um, talking about it kind of ushered with Lil Uzi wearing an upside down cross, and uh I have the quote right here, where Offset said, "All of y'all N words wearing upside down crosses, stop that shit. You look lame and all that worship the devil shit. Get with God, man." Because for those who don't know, um, there's different meanings towards the upside down cross, but most
Mm-hmm.
of it is like centered around say Satanism and satanic
Mm.
rituals and stuff like that. But
I
I
did not know
know
that.
for some of the people who do, I don't want to get into a whole like religious talk, but also just to clarify, the upside down cross is basically one of the disciples, Peter.
Cool.
He got crucified, but he didn't want to die the same death as Jesus because he said he's not worthy enough to have the same death. So he said, turn the cross upside down and then crucify me that way. So that's where like that kind of origins from. But yeah, that was the whole beef. Went on a whole tangent, but yeah,
I didn't know
the
that.
I
I
like
didn't know
that
that.
track from Playboy though. Playboy really brought some like
Pugmok.
content, substance, and I like that because you're not expecting it from him. So getting that substance from him and from these tracks, I actually enjoyed that.
Absolutely. I forgot about Pugmok. Yeah, there's a lot of exposure there, some stories. And, that's another track that he's very, very vulnerable.
Yeah,
And, that and Feel Like Dying were like tracks from like, oh, we get an inside look at a bit of his life, what he's going through, what his beefs, his love interests, what's going on with him. So it was really eye opening to see. That's to
yeah.
say. And it was really different. We didn't, that's one thing I don't think we saw in Die Lit, which is
No, we didn't. It
great.
was just lit. Like it was just lit. Like it was just
Yeah,
lit songs.
a dialect's like every track. Let's party. We're gonna get
Yeah,
lit, drink, smoke, just ride the beat.
this one was
And
still
this is
like he
more,
was trying to
yeah.
make those lit songs, but you can sense a little bit of more of a maturity from Playboy.
That's yeah.
And I think that's one thing you like to see because he is not the same. He's still young, I believe. Like
How old is he? I don't even know how old
I'm
he
gonna
is
get his
actually.
age right now, but he's only 24 years old, so he's still young. He's still a young guy,
Wow.
right? But he's wow, his birthday is the same as mine.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
Let's
Anyway,
let's go.
okay. Before we end up going into next thing about that, but you know what? I think we kind of covered a lot of the project already, but let's get into the final stage of it, what people probably want to hear. Malik, what
Um,
would you rate this album out of 10? What is your final verdict? You've had a week to think about it. What's your final verdict?
first I want to apologize because there's a lot of
Ooh,
Playboy fans, and I
Playboy
want to
Carti stands are crazy too.
I want to apologize. Don't hate me, please, because like I don't hate any artists, but they're just tracks that I don't prefer. I'm open to listening to them, but there's some tracks that I'd rather listen to, and I would rather not. And this is my lowest rating yet, and I'm scared. Um, this is going to be very controversial. You know what? I may give it the benefit of the doubt because in the beginning of the video I said Dilate was better, but I could be contradicting myself because I only listened to the album once, and I can't
Ah,
judge a book by its cover. So what I'm gonna do for you guys, your Playboy Carti fans, I'm gonna listen to it again and then one more time after that. So that's a total of 3, and then see what happens. But so far, Dilate is better. But great production. He did his best. He was himself. Best tracks, I like Feel Like Dying, I Love You, I Hate You, Vamp Anthem, Place, Go to the Moon. We forgot about the Kid Cudi track, which was pretty decent as
I like
well.
Cuddy's verse on that.
And yeah, some tracks to keep in mind. New Neon Slayer. So I don't know if I would go back to those, but I'm definitely gonna give it a listen. I promise. Out of 10, okay, listen,
Ooh, the suspense is killing me, man. It's killing me.
listen. I'm. It's gonna be. You know what? This might be a bit high than I think. Actually, this might be a bit higher than I anticipated. It's gonna be a 3. It's
Ooh.
gonna be. It's gonna be. It's gonna be 3.5. You know what? I had this at like first half. I had this as a 1. And I'm like, that second part of the album really increases. So you know what? Screw it. I'll give it a 3 point. I'm gonna go specific 3.25 to 3.3. There you go.
Wow, this guy's going way specific with the decimal
There
places.
you go. There you go. There you go. It's I want to go to a 3, but it's gonna go in between that. I apologize. Um, that's all I have to say. That's it.
uh,
That's it.
there's not really much to say with a project like this. Like, I think we basically talked about most of it. So,
I don't even know.
I guess it's my turn.
Let's go. It's over, Dakeem.
Okay. So, if I pull up the track list again, I just 24 tracks, literally probably 2 or 3 that are not even like really, really, really good. Like, I'll say they're enjoyable, yeah, but I just okay. So basically, Malik, you were close to where my ranking of it was because that first half was not it. If we weren't gonna make a video on this, I wouldn't have finished listening to this project. I would not have got to Vamp Anthem. I would not have got to I Love You, I Hate You. I would have stopped at No Sleep, maybe, probably.
That's it.
I would have stopped at that. But um I gotta give it a 2. I gotta give it a 2. I don't see there being any replay value to this album. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, play that Whole Lot of Red by Playboy. I'm not gonna say that. I'd
Let's
rather be
get
like,
it.
yo, play Die Lit, and everyone's gonna be like, hey. Like, I know
Hey,
even Playboy Cardi fans were like commenting on Academics thing, like, it's not the worst thing, but dang, this is trash. Like, they're like, I'm not gonna say this is the worst album I've ever heard. I've heard worse stuff than this, but it's just that like it just was flat. The production was amazing. He had
yeah.
everything set up for him to succeed, literally. He just didn't
Lots.
execute properly to
No.
provide that content that we needed.
No.
So that's really all I got to say about this project.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with you. I'm gonna listen to it one more time,
I'm gonna listen
even
to
though
it a
it's
little
gonna,
bit more
even though
too.
it's gonna hurt me a lot. But you know
It
what?
is. It
For
is.
you fans, I'm doing it because I'm trying to be open.
Trying to
So
be open.
I'm gonna try. It's gonna
We
be
never
it's
judge anyone here.
a
We
3.
give
It's
them
a
a couple
3.
listens.
I don't want to give anyone a 3. I don't want to give anyone lower than a 3.
Bro, I gave a 2 and
This
I
is
feel
it.
bad about that. I'm usually the guy who, like, whenever people used to do those to be honest rates, I was always giving people a 7 or 8, even if I didn't know
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Like, if I gave someone a 5, I'll be like, damn, that feel bad. But for me to give a 2, that's how you know I just really didn't enjoy it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it anymore. I can't.
Yeah, I have like 2 years to prepare for it and hyping it up. But, it's gonna be his best album,
Yeah, everyone was saying that, but
and then it flopped.
but with
It
that
didn't
being
flop in
said,
sales.
yeah, exactly. It did sales. But with that being said, that is our
That's
review of
that's it.
Playboy Cardi, Whole Lot of Red. Let us know your opinions in the comment section down below. What would you
Yes,
give
sir.
the album? Favorite songs, least favorite songs? If you want to go on a whole essay about it, hey, we love to read it. Do you?
Absolutely.
If you like this video, make sure to hit a like, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.